There's more definitions of done. I like Henrik Nyberg's definition very well. This is sort of a way to handle complexity by splitting it up into pieces. You split up your organization into pieces by defining small teams. So by working in cross-functional self-organizing team, you have handled complexity when it comes to the organization. We split up the work into small pieces, small concrete deliverables. And we sort this list by priority, and we estimate that we are able to then deliver it by this priority. And we split time up in time boxes. So normally a sprint is 1 to 4 weeks. Actually, Scrum is quite clear there. A sprint cannot last more than 4 weeks. And at the end of the sprint, we have potentially shippable code. How many of you are able to deliver the end result of the sprint every time? Yes, so you have potentially shippable code. So how many times do you typically deliver?
To be honest, I don't know, because I'm working for a large organization, which is my client, and I have no idea how, but it's, I guess, 3 to 5 months, I guess.
Every 3 to 5 months?
I would say so.
Okay, that's not often.
Yes.
I know an organization that delivers code every day to the end user, but that's extreme. And Scrum is here to optimize. We are optimizing by constantly prioritizing, and we are prioritizing by in close connection with the customer. And we inspect the result of each sprint together with the customer, so that we understand both what has been built and we understand what the customer needs. So we collaborate closely with the customer, especially during the sprint reviews after each iteration. But the ultimate feedback you will get from the market when you are able to actually deliver something to the end user over and over again. Then you will also get feedback on the quality of the product you are delivering. So this is a good one-page definition, I think. And it's also obviously to optimize the process by having the retrospective. So this is not optional at all. You have to have a retrospective meeting after every sprint, because this is your opportunity to learn, to become better and better, to become more and more professional, more and more efficient, deliver better and better quality, more and more value for the end user. There's checklists. This is Henrik Nyberg's checklist. There's a lot of other checklists also. It's the unofficial Scrum checklist. So as you can see, it's not always that easy to know for sure what Scrum actually is. And there are a lot of misconceptions out there. By the way, let me ask you, who is required to be present at the daily Scrum meeting? A lot of you know Scrum. So let me first ask you, is the product owner required at the daily Scrum meeting?
No. Not always.
Not always. No, it is not required.
Yes.
That's a great answer. Is the team required to be at the daily Scrum meeting?
Yes.
Is the Scrum Master required to be at the daily Scrum meeting?
No. No.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's right, no. But that's a very, very normal misconception that Scrum Master has a role in the daily Scrum meeting. Doesn't have any role there. Other than he needs to observe the team and to understand how the team is working together. So it's very good to have the Scrum Master present at the daily Scrum meeting. But if you are working as a Scrum Master, be sure to be ill from time to time. not show up in the daily Scrum meeting, because it should be obvious for the team to have the Scrum meeting, even if the Scrum Master is not present. And that's a very simple test we can do. So what we actually is struggling for is better software, and that can be a goal for us. And better software, and by better software I mean to hit the market better, the market window. It can be to create more valuable software for the end user, better quality, less bugs, better software. And it can be a goal to be more agile. Agile is can be a goal for organization. And you have probably seen the Agile Manifesto. Yeah, we are moving away from the old times, the processes and the tools, the comprehensive documentation, the contract negotiation, the following the plan. These are the values of the past. We still need to have processes and tools. I mean, we need to have tool support. But in the 1990s, we were overdoing that. I was working with processes and tools for 10 years. In Siemens in Oslo, when we had repeatable, well-defined processes supported by very good tools. We were proud of them, but we forgot the people. We forgot that actually more important than a repeatable process is to have motivated, competent people that work close together, that collaborate well. That's more important for success. And also, more important than documentation is actually to start creating the software and to show it to the end users. And to ensure that we have good collaboration between the customer and the vendor or the supplier. Far too many times we see that in the contract negotiation you are sitting on the opposite side of the table and you actually are struggling to not get cheated by the opposite party. That's not a good fundament or basics for having close collaboration. And changes is normal, isn't it? Changes means that we cannot follow a long-term plan. Changes very often means that somebody has understood something that we didn't understand in the beginning. You get wiser by working, yeah? So you find better solutions. So change must be treated as a very normal thing. We try to commit only at the last responsible moment. We commit to short-term goals and not to long-term goals. So this is it's a heavy way to go here, to get here. And in large and old organization, to get to the top of this hill here will take a lot of years, many years. The small organizations can do it quite fast.
Question.
Yeah.
How do you see the customers respond to such a change? You don't go to them and give them a contract, but just tell them you will commit to small pieces.
Yeah, well, the customer needs to understand that Scrum is actually made for them. Scrum is made to make more money and to build better systems. And if you have complexity, it's just simply stupid to try to fix both scope, quality, time, and cost. We have too much complexity, so we must stop cheating ourselves to believe that we actually can do that. And one of the parameters must be variable, and that must be scope. We have no choice. But of course, it's not so easy to sell these ideas because I know for myself when I'm hiring people to paint my house at home. Actually, it's Polish people I hired also. I like to give them a contract, a detailed contract of how to, which walls to paint, and I need to have 3 layers of painting, and they need to do very good preparation work before they are painting and stuff like that. That's for simple operations. That's fair. That's good. You can make detailed specifications. But when you have complexity, you will discover something on the way, and we cannot foresee everything.
A good question. A few weeks ago I was attending a presentation about business analysis, and the person who was presenting told that in his opinion the best way to do software projects is to spend to 90% of time to analyze.
90% of the time.
Yeah, and 10% to implementation.
He was selling business analysis services, I guess.
But this is maybe 90% is extreme, but more time you invest to analyze something, you know problem better.
Yeah, but now the goal is the same. The goal is to understand the customer as good as possible. But you don't do it by analyzing upfront. You're doing by working closely together with them. Because then you can do two things at the same time. You can create a product while you analyze.
Yeah, but from the foundations of business analysis says that customer doesn't know what he wants. Do you agree?
Yeah, very often. But he very often knows which problems he wants you to solve right now. But it's very hard for him to answer the question, what do you need in 2 years? That's a hard question to answer. But what do you want us to solve right now, in the next month? That's much easier for him.
Yes, I agree, but I think there is a problem that the customer can think that this is the problem, and the real problem is somewhere else. You have to make something like root analysis or whatever.
Okay. So in Scrum, you will really help the customer to understand its needs. I mean, you are having.
Yeah, but there is a problem that you can implement this problem, solve it, and after 1 month, he says, it's not I was hoping it would solve.
Maybe you have wasted 1 month of work then, but you haven't wasted a year. You cannot waste so much. If you have short sprints of 14 days, you can maximum get 14 days out of in the wrong direction.
Yes, but in practice, it's never 2 weeks to solve something. Because the problems are complex, as you said.
But I think I will move on here, because maybe I will answer your questions after a while. It's already half an hour, so yeah. So I want to talk a bit about why is this ball here so heavy? Because it's not all people that want to change. We do have some habits, some way of working today. We know what we have today. It's not satisfactory, but we know it. What is coming, these things called Scrum, we are not really sure about what that is. So people tend to be very reluctant to actually change their own way of working.